Hello and welcome back. Thank you for joining me for part 2 of our washi demos. In this video, I will show you how to make a basic sheet of kozo paper using Tosa and Mitsumata fibers. Let's get started. So to start forming a basic sheet of washi, we will work with 40 to 60 grams of prepared kozo fibers. 40 grams will create a thinner sheet, 60 grams will create a thicker sheet. When you are learning to make washi for the first time, it's easier to make thicker sheets of paper. It's easier to see the paper forming on your screen and creates a stronger paper that is easier to remove from the saketa when done. For this example, I'm weighing out 30 grams of Tosa fibers and 30 grams of Mitsumata fibers. Your next step is to beat the fibers with an oak mallet and board. This process separates and softens the fibers, which ultimately affects how fine and smooth your finished paper is. Beat the bundle of kozo until it is flat. Then fold the fiber pancake inward, like a dumpling. Rotate the fiber ball and repeat the process approximately 5 more times, or until your fibers are uniformly soft and can be easily pulled apart into little bundles. These little bundles will be torn and dropped into a bucket or vat and mixed with tororo and water to create your washi mixture. You will want to work with very cold water. As you can see here, I've cooled mine with an ice pack. I am working with about 2.5 gallons of water, or half of a large 5-gallon bucket. I am going to pinch off and pull apart little bundles of beaten fiber and drop them into the ice water. I'm mixing the Mitsumata and Tosa fibers together in this vat because I'm not forming layers of distinctly different fibers for this example. We'll get into that in another video. Now I'll mix these fibers with the ice water using a hand beater. In my case, I'm using a small wooden pitchfork. A more traditional hand beater is a comb-like tool made from split bamboo. You will swish the beater vigorously back and forth until the fibers mix with the water and the mixture becomes cloudy. Now we add prepared tororo to the water fiber mixture. This step is approximate and the right amount will be based on feel. Generally, I will use approximately 2 cups of tororo to 2.5 gallons of water in my vat. A general rule of thumb is that the mixture in the end should have a similar viscosity to the tororo itself. Tororo affects the viscosity greatly and therefore how quickly your mixture will drain through the saketa screen and paper layers. You can add more tororo to your mixture to slow the draining time. For certain techniques, this will be very helpful, and we'll touch on this again. As you can see, I'm stirring the mixture with a dowel in a single circular direction. I will check the consistency of my mixture with my hands, but doing this too often could increase the temperature. Remember to keep it cool. Now that we've prepared our fiber mixture, we are ready to form our first sheet of paper. Dampen your Suketa screen and wipe away any water droplets or air bubbles that have formed on either side with your hand or a wet cloth. Hold your Suketa at an angle. I like to use a bowl to assist me, but this is not necessary. Using a small basin, scoop a portion of your fiber mixture and slowly pour it along the bottom edge of your Suketa. With haste, before the mixture drains, lift and level the Suketa and start to rock it back and forth, or side to side, to spread the fibers evenly across the screen. Repeat this process until all of the mixture is used or the desired paper thickness is achieved. Thinner papers will be hard to see on the screen while the layers are wet. As more layers are formed, it will become more opaque. Pay close attention to how the poured layers spread. You can compensate for thinner spots by directing the movement of the mixture on the screen while it's draining. Should you notice any unsavory specks or clumped fibers settling on your paper, they can be very carefully removed with tweezers. Be careful not to pull too much of the mixture away from the screen when doing so, or an air bubble will form. Check for air bubbles that may have formed on the underside of the Suketa screen before setting it aside to dry. Wipe these away with your hand or a damp cloth as before. The paper will dry on the Suketa screen. Lay your screen flat or at an angle. Drying your paper at an angle will allow for better airflow on both sides of the paper and will help it dry more quickly. On a sunny day, I like to dry my paper outside, which really speeds up the process. Check on your paper the next day. It typically takes at least 24 hours or up to 48. You will know the paper is dry when it is crisp on the Suketa screen and fibers have become opaque again. Ready for one of the most satisfying sounds? The paper is ready to be removed from the Suketa. I'm going to use a pair of tweezers to gently lift the paper from the screen in one corner. As I pull the paper up, I will detach it from the top first and then pull away from the screen and down the long edge. Go slowly and be mindful. If you see your paper stick and start to tear, use your tweezers to help it along or work at it from a different corner. And that wraps up forming a basic sheet of washi. Thanks for watching.